Ronald Thompson was a familiar face on TV in his hometown of New Zealand, selling carpets. That changed when 6 people alleged he was a child predator. Thompson never addressed those claims in court, found to be too unwell to stand trial. Now he's living free here in Australia.
I'm Ron.
Dan Nolan from A Current Affair. It seems you've made a miracle recovery.
He needs to answer to it.
Do you think you're well enough to fly back to New Zealand and face trial?
As long as they're alive, as long as they're breathing, they should be standing in front of a court.
He's not a safe person to be around.
Mr. Thompson should be sent his marching orders back to New Zealand.
This waterfront location is in the heart of one of Australia's best-known tourist spots, constantly filled with families out enjoying the sun. But living in an apartment right opposite is 69-year-old Ronald William Thompson.
What locals don't know about Ron Thompson as they wander past his apartment each day are the awful crimes that he's accused of in New Zealand and then allowed to avoid the justice process entirely.
And if you require vinyl, Persian rugs...
Ron Thompson was a bit of a local celebrity back home in Christchurch thanks to these TV ads.
Then come and see my team at Ron's Discount Carpets and be prepared to save money.
But at the same time he was selling carpets, he stands accused of abusing at least 6 innocent children.
Why have you decided to speak out?
I want everybody to know what he looks like so that he can't hurt anybody else.
This woman, who we'll call Jane, is one of the alleged victims who came forward to New Zealand police detailing what Thompson allegedly did to her, aged 12.
How much trust had he gained within your family?
Oh, a lot. He was in our home all the time. He was part of my parents' social circle.
And what did he then do with that trust that he'd gained?
Oh, he totally abused it and got away with it.
Ronald Thompson was charged by New Zealand police with 18 offences against 6 children, 4 girls and 2 boys over a 20-year period. 11 of the charges were rape, carrying a maximum sentence of 20 years in jail.
But Ronald Thompson would never stand trial. In 2023, his lawyers presented an array of medical reports suggesting he was so ill it would prevent him receiving a fair trial. One doctor said he was palliative, with just months to live.
To the heartbreak of the 6 alleged victims, a New Zealand judge stopped the trial.
This is one of those rare cases where the combination of all his medical issues means that he cannot have a fair trial.
When he was finally charged, how did you feel?
Oh, I was really relieved because I thought that he would have his time in court and he'd be put in jail.
Then to see him cleared due to his health.
I was so angry. You just feel like you're totally unheard.
Ron Thompson's family tried to quell that anger by releasing a statement that he'd gone overseas to spend his final months in peace, and media coverage of the case had caused a deterioration in his condition. So imagine the shock when 2 months ago, Ron Thompson showed up alive and well in the Philippines, enjoying beers and smoking cigarettes 2 years after being palliative.
I'm so angry and sad and disappointed. He's obviously not dying.
And that's when we received a tip-off that Thompson might now be living in Australia, discovering him enjoying work drinks for the nail salon where his wife works. And then this mysterious figure taking pictures of passers-by outside his waterfront apartment on Queensland's Sunshine Coast. A few days later, we could confirm it was indeed Ronald William Thompson, healthy enough to be climbing stairs unassisted at a nearby apartment block in Miraculous. We caught up with him out collecting his mail.
Seems you've made a miracle recovery.
I haven't made any recovery.
You were supposedly dying 2 years ago. You seem quite well now.
I wish.
Since Thompson's name was made public in New Zealand, another 6 alleged victims came forward to police. Little wonder he's not keen on returning home.
Do you think you're well enough to fly back to New Zealand and face trial?
I've got no comment.
You were healthy enough to fly to the Philippines on holidays.
In a wheelchair.
Do you think you'll be well enough to go back to New Zealand?
Of course, there was no wheelchair needed as our cameras recorded the 69-year-old climbing a second flight of stairs unassisted, and a third flight as well, popping in to a nearby apartment.
Are you guilty of those crimes that you were charged over? 6 victims, alleged victims, boys and girls. Were they all making it up, were they?
Thompson has previously maintained he is innocent of all crimes, but he declined giving any interview to police, so his version of events remains a mystery.
If you were innocent, why didn't you stay and fight the charges to clear your name? Are you making a mockery of the justice system, Ron?
Absolutely not.
Can you see why people are unhappy?
We don't want this man in Australia.
Hetty Johnston is from Safeguarding Australia.
An innocent man would be fighting like anything to clear his name, not to just slick off somewhere to go and hide. And that's what he's doing. He's hiding.
It's very concerning that these allegations have been made against an individual who's effectively been able to escape justice in New Zealand and come to Australia.
Andrew Wallace is a federal MP on the Sunshine Coast. He believes the Home Affairs Minister needs to step in.
They should be acting under the character grounds under Section 501 of the Migration Act, and Mr Thompson should be sent his marching orders back to New Zealand.
We've let him in this country unknowingly. It's not the country's fault, but he's here. We know that now. We need to make sure that there are no Australian children exposed to this man.
How do you think the people of the Sunshine Coast would feel living near an accused pedophile?
I would hope that he's sent back to New Zealand, and he's tried for this. He needs to answer to it. He's not a safe person to be around.
What do you think Home Affairs should be doing in this case?
Eject him, deport him, get him out of our country.
And we've shared the details of our investigation with the Home Affairs Minister and Department. While they can't comment on individual cases, they do have the power to deport non-citizens who, quote, may pose a risk to the health and safety of Australia.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.